But yeah, we had a big windstorm here across the state, actually, and it knocked down, I don't know, power lines like crazy across the whole state, trees. Lots of damage was done because of wind. We were up in the 70 mile to 80 mile an hour gusts and stuff like that. A bunch of semi trucks blew over, so it definitely had a high impact on this area, because what happens is trees all blow over and then they knock down all the fences and stuff. So kind of the plan today is going to be clearing up some trees. So I'll get this thing cleared up here. We got a bunch of trees down on the road that started clearing a few of them on the way up here. Some of them are too big. I gotta get a piece of equipment and get the tractor and the forks and lift it up and move it and cut it up that way. So same with this big one right here. So I'll come in, I'll cut it up a little bit, and then I'll get the tractor with the forks and lift it up and move it. But you can see a pile of trees right there. Those are all trees that are blowing down over the years. Because of the wind gets so high right here on this little rounded knob. We're up on a knob right here, and it just boom comes ripping in here like crazy. So gotta go check the hydraulics on the tractor, grease up all the different points on it, and then yeah, that's gonna be the day probably. So all right, we'll see you in the field. All right, got the forks on. For you guys that don't know, but if you're ever needing to move brush or logs or anything like that, or even cutting firewood, you get yourself some forks like that. You could even just use the for the like pallet forks too. You need an attachment that goes on. They're pretty cheap. They're only a couple $100. But it makes picking up brush and logs and stuff like that way easier. If you're going to be cutting firewood like a big tree, you lift up the tree with the forks off the ground, so you're not having to bend over, and get it to the height that you want to have it at for cutting. Go. Now it's time to do some cutting. Next thing is cutting up this big old slob. Now this is an old tree, probably a 100-year-old tree. It's thick at the base. It's gonna be tough with my little saw, but I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna start by delimbing first, getting all these branches out of here, and then once I get the branches kind of taken off, then I'm gonna cut it up into sections, and then I'll use the tractor, the bucket forks to lift up those sections as ones that I can cut pretty easily with my saw. I'll cut up into firewood. The bigger chunks I'll probably just move off to the side. I got a couple logs here, old logs right here, this log pile from old trees that have fallen down, this one right here. I'm gonna move those out of here too, just so you don't have to look at them at the cabin. But yeah, so that's kind of the plan, I guess. Oh, that's lunchtime, and I feel like I haven't done anything. So, but gonna do something, right? So here we go. Okay, I got it all delimbed, cut up the big trunk, cut up into 3 different, well, 4 sections, I guess. Gonna unload the tractor with the wood that I cut right there. I'm gonna build a little firewood spot right there so wood can dry. Some of this I'm gonna be, the sticker stuff I'm gonna be cutting up into firewood, and then we'll let it dry, and then it'll go get put inside the fire boxes. Gonna build a firewood shed. So there's a spot to dry firewood. So I'm going to, the bigger sections, I'm actually just gonna let them, I'm not gonna cut them up yet. I'm gonna stack them so that they can dry throughout the summer here. And then I'll cut them up into sections. That way it's easier, not so rough on the blade, because the sap is always really tough on the blade when you're trying to cut through a live tree, which this tree is alive. So I'll let the stuff that I'm going to cut up into firewood, I'm going to let that all dry this summer, and then I'll cut it up in sections, or 16-inch pieces, so that it's good to go for the fire, or for the winter next year. It's nice to have plenty of firewood. I would rather have dead than this wet stuff, but the stuff that is wet will dry. So then what the work that I'm going to be doing, or what we're doing up here, I'll cut down a lot of dead trees too. There's a whole bunch of downfall, and I'll go through all that, and I'm going to cut that up, split it up, and then I'll actually sell that for firewood to make a little bit of money on the side. So got to haul it back into town, which is going to be a little bit more work than expected, but it'll be what it is. So all right, now it's time to unload the tractor. Time to use them forks. I'm going to clear out all this brush first. Well, I got this big log I got to move. I'll move that, and I got a spot actually on the outside of the other side of the outhouse that is going to end up being a spot where I'm going to pile a bunch of logs and stuff, because there's a whole bunch of logs and everything out over here that I'm going to clear. So I'm going to make a big spot over there. So it drops down into a drainage right there, so I don't want to get too far down, just because that could be dangerous with the tractor. But here we go. Next step. Oh, she's coming along. 3 hours worth of work. It's time to get some refreshments, so it's well past noon. What time is it? 2:30? 2:15. Gordon and I are getting some drinks, water, a little bit of food, and then we're back at it. Uh-oh. Okay, it is all cleaned up from that point all the way to right there where it was laying. So there's a fire pit. Put the picnic table over there. That white chair went flying out, la la land. Moved a couple logs. You see that big pile right there? That's kind of over by that white chair. I started moving some logs out of there. What's going on? Huh? One, you gotta prime, gotta get rehydrated, and some secret chili warmed up, and then some vegetables. Oh boy, homemade chili, vegetables, add some saltines to the chili. We be good, we be happy. Gonna eat this and then gonna crash out. Onions or chili. How you doing, buddy boy? You tired? You tired, boy? How many miles do you think you put on the day? 40? Gosh, you're an animal. Good boy. Shut it down. The fan spinning. How you doing there, buddy boy? Hmm? Hey. Welcome to the party. Plan is smoke a big whitey buck, or at least a decent sized whitey buck, with my grandpa's old percussion muzzleloader. I've shot a doe with it before, but I've never shot a whitey buck or a muley buck or anything else. I used to do a lot of rendezvous and target shooting when I was a kid with muzzleloaders. But it's should be prime time for them to be getting wound up. The main goal here is to try and get on or call in some whitey bucks. So that I've seen a lot of whitetails during the rut just hanging out in this meadow. So I'm going to sit here for about an hour, beat the horns together. And if I don't get anything to come in, or if I don't get anything to come in, it's decent size, I'm going to move about 300-400 yards down the way. There's another big meadow over there to my east. And I'll sit on that the rest of the night to see what else comes in. Because there's always deer that come out in there, elk and stuff, so it'd be fun to call something in and harvest a nice buck. It's goofy. It's kind of blowing this way, it's blowing that way, it's blowing this way. It always does that right here. Alright. Wish me luck. Letting them smoke. Letting them smoke. This buck literally walked downwind of me, circled, walked downwind of me, and then got my wind, blew, stomped the second, ran about 10 feet, and then started walking again. They come on a rub line, making these scrapes. I think I might try and call right here. Set up right on it, see what happens. That was fast. Just getting ready to set up to make another call. Make another stand here. And those two spikes just walk down the road. Meh. Well, not sure if I got him or not. I did. We got ourselves an accomplishment. It's a nice buck. I actually saw that buck during bow season one time. He was right outside the road and took off running and never got a chance at him. But I was like, man, if I ever get a chance to see him again with my bow, or if I see him during gun season and I can smack him with the little muzzleloader. Yeah, he ran right behind me here. Almost ran me over, to be honest with you. We got one shot with this bad boy. Oh yeah, it's pretty sweet. Safety, fire. That's how it's done. Sweet. I told myself I'd get out and hunt with the muzzleloader this year during gun season. Try and get myself a nice whitetail. I don't know though. I think I hit him pretty good. But at the same time, I don't know if I did or not. I think if I did hit him, I hit him a little bit high, but I still think I hit him in the lungs. It's hard to tell because when you shoot this thing, man, it just blows smoke everywhere. Yeah, I'll give it a little bit here and then I'll do some tracking. Hopefully get some blood. If not, then I guess I'll beat the brush. The sun might pop out. But it's a scrape line. And it's been running like from back over here all the way down. There's big meadow over here. And I found 3 different scrapes along this edge right here. There's a trail. I was like, man, I bet there's a decent buck in here. Sure enough, he's got a knife that dags out right at his base, straight out, not his eye guard, but sticks out like 5-6 inches. So that's cool. That's a character buck for sure. I mean, he's not huge, but he's perfect. He's perfect for this adventure. So, heck yeah, boom. So he just ran right down in this area. So I didn't see any blood where I shot him at. This log right here, right there, it's the last place I saw him go over. It looks like there's some foot marks right there, actually. Oh. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, I got his tracks right here. No blood. That ain't good. Those are definitely his running marks, so. I can see his hoof marks in the dirt where he was running. I think. Yeah, there's his hoof marks. Yeah, that's hoof marks. Oh, there's blood right there. Okay, that's good. Yeah, there's more blood. Quite a bit of blood. Oh yeah, I see it up here. He smacked him into a tree here. He went about 100 yards without bleeding. I was tracking him with his running marks in the ground. So he's in some really thick stuff. So that's what they like to do. They run into this thick cover. I might smell him. I don't know. If I hit him in the lungs, he ain't gonna be going far. So just keep working through this. See blood right there. We need to have this thing ready to go. Man, this little cedar brush stuff makes it tough to track in. There's more blood right there. Lots of it. Oh, there he is. All right. Let me flip it here. Hit him a little bit high. Went all the way through though, because that's his exterior. That's a good buck, man. That's cool. Look at that. And that is how it's done with a muzzleloader. Heck yeah. Good buck. Excellent buck. Get this 6-inch dagger off his main beam. Got a hole in his horn right here. Kicking a little 4 on that one. Good solid buck, especially for this bad boy. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's done, buddy. Really like that. That's really cool. Yeah, okay. On the board for a brown.